This episode is sponsored by FanView. If you've ever thought, could I actually make money from my content? The answer is yes, babe, you absolutely can. FanView is the platform helping thousands of creators turn their content into real income. And one thing I love is that their AI tools make things way easier for creators, like the chat assistant, which gives you smart prompts to help keep the conversations flowing and make chatting with fans quicker. So you can save time and it still keeps things personal. Whether you're just starting out or already building your brand, FanView makes it easy to do it your way. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Head to fanview.com and start making money on your own terms. Massive shout out to Sophie for hitting a huge milestone, 50k in the first 30 days. Insane. Congratulations, Sophie.
You can't expect me to get ready in 10 minutes.
One eyebrow on, mate.
Fucking out. Look at me. I can't walk out like this. I can't do it.
I know what you mean when you're like, do you know what? I've been so guarded for so long. Let me just try and see and be open.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, he was a time.
What was I like as a mate?
What were you like? I mean, bringing a traffic cone home every time you went out. Honestly.
Welcome back to Dream On Pod with me, your host, Lottie Moss. And today I have a very special guest. She's a very good friend of mine. She has just come off of Love Island and she actually used to live with me as well. Welcome, Tina.
Thank you.
So you're fresh off of Love Island. This is this is Tina's first interview since Love Island. I'm so excited. I've got the exclusive. I got the tea. You looked amazing, can I just say?
The changing room lights so bad. You honestly look green. So I thought every day when I was walking out, my makeup was absolute shit.
No, you looked incredible. You looked insane. But you did know that though. Like,
I honestly thought I looked awful. I really did. I was like, because every time I did my makeup, I was like, why am I green?
Really?
Like, the lighting in that.
Well, the way they lighted it on screen was amazing.
Well,
the outfits were giving. I was like, yes.
Oh my god! Honestly, because I feel like every time you walk out there, you've got like pretend like you're walking out on like a catwalk. Do you know
does it feel like when you wake up and you got no makeup on? You like hiding.
You have 10 minutes. And you obviously shut the sunglasses on, but you have 10 minutes to get ready, literally in the morning.
Oh shit!
Before you walk out in a bikini, I was like always last one in like Tina. I can't. You can't expect me to get ready in 10 minutes.
One eyebrow on, mate.
I was like, look at me. And then also face is so puffy. Like, I was like, I can't walk out like this. I can't do it.
So are you still talking to Scott? Because Scott was the one that you had probably the biggest romance with on.
The biggest? I think it was my only
most. Well, we could say chugs, couldn't we? But like,
well, I don't think that
could
really counts. Does it? No.
It's so funny, guys, because basically Tina called me when she just come out of the villa and she was like, oh my God. And I was like, babe, I died at you rejecting chugs. I was like, did you fancy, can I say this? When I was like, did you fancy when you were like absolutely noisy?
But do you know what it is? You know me, but I'm not one not one for a push boy. Like, I know people always feel like, oh, you're push. Why do you like a push boy? I just don't. I feel
like we're quite like, well-to-do, I feel. And well-to-do is that the right word?
I don't know what that
means. But I
mean.
feel like we're quite like poshy vibes. Like we like kind of grew up in Chelsea and stuff. So we're like, but we actually like the opposite. Me and you like rough around the edges.
But that's what I mean. But I think also we've been with those posh boys.
That's been an era.
And clearly they don't work. So why would I want that again? I just don't.
It's true. Was that the main thing with him, that it was a bit too?
Do you know what? I don't really have necessarily like a type. Like I don't have someone who would be like, oh yeah, like I like them and that's what I'm going to go for. It is very random with me, but I just, when you know, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And I with him, and I kept saying, like, I was like, I'm going to keep trying, because it's like, I feel like I hadn't really given anyone else a chance when I was in there, other than Scott. So I was like,
also you were in a couple with him. He did choose you had to give him time of day.
Yeah, but I just, Chugs or Scott?
Yeah, Chugs.
Oh, Chugs, yeah. And I thought, do you know what? I have to give it a go, because you never know. And also you're in like Love Island, it's like an experience, and it's like you can't just go for like what you think is right. You have to try. So I tried, but I didn't want to kiss. I'm sorry, I didn't want to kiss. I wasn't going to try that much.
The kiss was so funny. The way you fully swerved him.
I went, no. I was like looking out for him as well, but I made it really clear before as well. I said to him, like, a cuddle's all you're going to get. And he just took a shot, bless him. Like, I mean, sure or not, he took it on the chin really fucking well.
Yeah, he did.
He really did take it on the chin. And I was like...
Because I would never recover personally.
No.
Like, if I did that to someone on national television, I would literally never recover. I'd be like, right, I'm moving countries. Never speak to me again.
Had him out. He literally did say, after he goes, fuck, I'm going to have to change rugby clubs. So I was like, very fair. So funny. Honestly.
How did it all start with Scott then?
What, me? I mean, to be honest with me.
Have you ever spoken to him before? Like,
so apparently he kept saying, I he tried to call me once and I pied him. Like,
You?
Yeah, like after, like a year after our first time in the villa, and apparently I like didn't answer his call. He's like, you aired me, and I was like, no, I didn't. So he said to me the first thing, he was like, I thought you hate me, and I was like,
maybe you didn't have his number and you didn't know it was him.
no, I did, because he'd messaged me before, and I replied to the message, then he tried to call me and I didn't answer.
Okay.
And I was like, so from that, but then we didn't really speak.
It could have been when you had one of those shitty boyfriends, though.
It could have been.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't know. Well, I mean, either way, he was just like, I thought you hated me, and I was like,
Oh.
so I was like, no. But I thought, do you know what? I wanted to give him a go, because like I felt like if I didn't, I would regret it. So it was obviously because I was deciding between like him and Luke, I didn't really know. But I thought if I don't go for Scott now, I'll never know.
Yeah, because you guys have had like a bit of a history, haven't you?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, you're back there with the same person.
Yeah.
I know when last time it was like,
It was a bit nostalgic.
yeah, it was weird. Like, and it was like us like grown, like I always, you know me, I love to the universe and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just like, oh my God, look how our stars.
It feels like it was maybe like right person, wrong time kind of thing.
Yeah, and I was like, I've got to try it.
Yeah.
And obviously I fancied him. So I was like, let's just give this a go. And do you know what? It was so, from early on, it really just worked. And like, I just really clicked with him. Like, obviously he was wanting to take it a little bit slower, but like, I was like, well, I know I fancy him. And then we did like, I don't know how much of it was shown, to be honest, I haven't watched it back, but we were quite close pretty soon on. But then, yeah.
So how did it end then? Did you kind of feel the vibes shifting? Or...
No.
Wait, I just hit myself in the face. Like it's too close to my face. Did you feel the vibes shifting, or what was it?
Oh, well, obviously.
Because you can, as a girl, right?
You think you would
know.
No, but I usually do.
Yeah.
And this is why I felt so stupid as well, especially because like I've been through all this shit with everyone, and I was like, I'm going to be able to, I know when people are like,
I'm not feeling it.
Not feeling it, or like I'm not one to also let myself in so much. And I think that's what I wanted to do differently when I went in there. I was like, I'm going to go in completely open, and like, because I haven't been open since my ex, I haven't like really given people the time of day.
Yeah.
Like I've just been like, no, that's not what I want. Everyone's not for me.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'm going to go in there completely open and just being like, I'm going to fully embrace the experience. And I think that's where, in a way, maybe it was, he went in, I went in with my guard like down, and he went up. And then it was sort of trying to like meet in the middle. So I honestly had no idea when it was coming, like when the first.
You kind of threw yourself into the experience, which I think is really good. But as well, like, I know what you mean when you're like, do you know what? I've been so guarded for so long. Let me just try and see and be open.
Yeah. And I really thought that we were getting to that point, and we were. So that's why it was like such a shock to me when I first heard it. Casino night, when Luca told me, I was like, what? I was like,
that was brutal. I'm not gonna lie. And it was quite
savage.
Yeah, it was really savage.
The whole thing. And I think like for me to find out that way, and it was just like, but I also, the reason why
what had happened, had he voiced his concerns then to the boys, I guess, and sort of said like,
he basically said to me, he woke up in that morning and he wasn't really sure like if it was all a bit much, and like how he was really feeling and things like that. And then he said that to the boys. And then he said to me, but then straight after that, when he saw me that evening, he was like, wait, maybe I'm just being stupid. Like, Scott's in his head a lot. So it was like, he was very, I
think as well, it's like it feels very forced on there. And I honestly don't know how some of the couples do it, where it's like, because normally in real life, you go on like a date and then you don't see them for like 5 days or something, or like a few days, and then you see them again, but it's only for like an evening or like a drink or something. So you're never really in that situation with someone. And I feel like it sometimes can feel a bit forced if you're not that kind of person.
And this is what he kept saying to me. He was like, you know, it's a lot, because, and you wouldn't date, you take a lot longer. You wouldn't sleep in a bed with someone like that entire, like, and that's what he always said was a lot for him. It was like sleeping in a bed with someone every single night. Like, it's a lot.
I feel like you just don't get the space you need to like really literally sit there and go like, okay, like, do I like this person? I miss them. You know, you don't even like really get that, because that's important to me. It's like in dating, I feel like you need to like miss them and want to see them and stuff like that.
And then that's why when we had the lunch breaks, like when he saw me in the evening, he was like, oh, that's why, like that night, the casino night, he was like, oh, I changed my mind because I saw you, and was like, it feels different because we've had that space where you had the space like while we're getting ready or whatever, like in the like dinner time and things like that. So then he was like, oh, I changed my mind. And so I wasn't going to say anything, but then I thought I'd already voiced it. But you would have just said, God, you're just shut up. You're just overthinking.
Yeah.
And it would have been fine. But because obviously how it was told to me, it got made into like this huge thing, which was like, I was like, what the hell is going on?
It was said in like an argument, wasn't it? So it just really felt like even more brutal.
But I didn't even hear it. I thought what I heard, like,
that's so you for to not hear it.
Yeah.
Just be like,
but I thought he was literally saying like how, because it was the question that he was asked was like about in here for like other reasons or whatever. So I genuinely thought he was saying he was with me because of like to get further. And that's why I literally said, I was like, why me? I was like, I'm a nobody. Like, no one knows who I am. Like, I'm so irrelevant. Like, what do you mean? I was like, how am I helpful? Like, I don't get it. And then I think it was Grace went, did you not hear what he said? And I was like, no. When basically said he's not feeling you, I went, oh, perfect.
Even better. Even better.
That's just what I wanted to hear. Love that. And then I went and cried, and then Ronnie, typical Ronnie, then comes into the dressing because I was going, what the hell is going on? At me having like a mini freak out breakdown. And then Ronnie comes in and goes, oh no, he didn't say that. He just said that something's missing. I went, shut up. I went, you're making this so much worse. Like, why do you want to hear that something's missing in you? I was like, perfect. So then I was like having more of a breakdown. And then I don't want to talk to anyone. And then eventually I spoke to Scott, and like, we sort of like, I was just like, I need to retract a little bit. Yeah. But honestly, the next time I didn't see it coming because he was in his head so much that I just didn't know. But like, look, you can't help how you feel. Like, if you don't, not feeling it and you know it's not going to go anywhere, whatever, like, and it's too much for you and being in that environment.
Because people really rained down on him because it hadn't worked out with a previous person, and it just was like, it just felt kind of, people were like, what, really confused, like, what do you want then?
But this is what I did say to him. I was like, because, you know, what happened with you in India, like, is it the same thing? Like, and he was like, no, like, I mean, you know, it's more like, as in terms of how it was, like, you know, it's a different scenario, but you can't like everyone, like, you just can't, like, and that's the thing when you're in there, it's like, you know, when you're
real life dating, you're not really meant to like just like you can go on like 100 dates and literally not like a single person. Like, or you can date someone for a month and not like them after a month and like them in that month. Like, it's so not like that. And so it's fair enough.
And that's what I mean. And when people were coming in, it was like, you want to give everyone a shot, but sometimes if you just don't like someone, why are you going to give them a shot? Like,
if you just know. I'm one of those people that just knows. Do you feel like you're like,
just know? Yeah. And that's why, and Scott was like to me,
I know within 10 minutes whether I'm going to like them, honestly.
They walk through the door and you're like,
no.
Feel it, and then you look at them and you're like, are you? And then
it's like the body language. I see the way they talk, the way they like, and I'm just like, no.
You just feel it. And I think that's the thing. And like, Scott was wanting me to like sort of get to know everyone, but I was like, I know what we have is there's more, and like, why am I going to jeopardize potentially something? And also to just talk to someone who I know is not going to be, I'm not going to be into. Just, what's the point?
Do you think you'd wish you'd gone for Luca or any point? It's kind of risky to say, but
risky, Lottie.
I know.
Do you know what? Like, I don't regret anything of my decisions. I think that was definitely the best decision for me, and I'm so happy, and I wouldn't have done my journey any differently. And to be honest, like, I really like Luca, and and I think we got along really well and everything, but I didn't know. I just would never have risked it.
I don't see you and Luca, actually, weirdly. I don't know.
I mean, we get along now as friends and everything like that, but I also think he probably would have bounced anyway. Like, you know, so...
Yeah, so way it's fine.
So, yeah.
Why did you decide to go on Love Island this time?
Sure. You know,
did you get asked for the previous All-Stars, or...?
No, just this one. So I got the call... And I was like, do you know what? For me, like, I've had, you know, I was on, obviously, so I did it such a long time ago. And then I was on also Chelsea. And then I went back to Chelsea. And then I was like, do you know what? This is such a full circle moment. Like, and I feel like I wanted to go on Love Island to sort of show me again and show me more of like who I am. Like, and I was kind of doing that in Chelsea, but it wasn't really showing, I feel like I wasn't getting to show like fully me. And going on something like Love Island is, you know, it's constant cameras, and you get to show your full personality, and I wanted to sort of show that. So that's why I was like, fuck it, that's full moment.
Because Chelsea, like, you've obviously been on twice, and I just feel like loads of people on Chelsea just don't get like actually portrayed how they really are, honestly, because me and you know so many people that have like either been on Made in Chelsea or are on Made in Chelsea, and sometimes I've had people be on Made in Chelsea. Like, I had one instance where I was living with Emily Blackwell, and someone came up to me and was like, oh, and it was when I was with Alex Mitten, and they were like, oh my god, like, I can't, like, I hate Emily, blah blah blah, and I was like, I live with her. And then I was like, you don't even know these people, and you only see an hour a week of a whole, like, and the episodes as well, like, it's done so differently. Like, Love Island, you see every night, like, an hour of a day.
Exactly.
This isn't one episode a week. So it's like,
and you're not always necessarily filming, are you, in Chelsea? So it's like,
and they edit it. They really do on Chelsea edit it how they want it to be edited.
Drama, and they want that, and obviously, Love Island's the same. But you're not seeing the full personality of you, and I think that's what's so nice about Love Island is you do get to see that.
You came across so well, by the way.
Thanks.
Like, and it's so funny. So many people said to me that Tina came across. I was like, that is who she is. She is just like the sweetest, nicest. Like, would not hurt a fly. Like, isn't malicious. Not like a nasty bone in her body. So I was like, so glad that that really came across. And I was more time this time as well.
No, well, actually, it was around about the same amount of time. I mean, I got a bit more in this, like, as in I got shown a lot more, but it was around, because I think the last one I was on for like 2.5 weeks, and this one I was on for.
No, but I feel like you got more airtime.
So about 3.5, I think I was on for this one. So, and I came in early, and that's like what I really wanted. I wanted to come in early and to try and and it showed your journey more. But yeah, I'm just happy with how everything sort of went down. I think it was a very journey for me, that was like meant to be my journey. And like, yes, okay, I was like, I'm going to leave with a man on my arm, like 100%, I was like, we want a man.
Yeah.
We want a man. And I was like, I'm not
I'm not leaving here until I get a man.
I have a man on my arm. I didn't. Well, I left a chance.
Yeah, I left a chance, but
no,
not voluntarily.
But like at that point, I was like, fuck it. I was like, do you know what? We're at the point, like, everyone's so coupled up, everyone's so happy. Like, it's my time to go. But I just had the best time in there, and I'm glad I actually got to have a connection in there and to sort of experience that. So,
you and Casey obviously had a thing before on Made in Chelsea, when you guys were in Antigua. How was that, like, navigating that in the villa when you first came in? Because I thought it was brutal when he just sort of said, like, oh yeah, I slept with her when you first came in. I was like, sorry.
I was like, phrase it nicer, you know what I mean? Like,
what did he actually say? What was it?
I didn't hear that bit because I was walking in. But yeah, I think we had a conversation because we spoke around the fire pit, like everyone afterwards or whatever. And everyone's like, so what did happen with you? And he was like, yeah, I think we said like, yeah, we slept together once or something like that. And I was like, don't put it like that. I was like, obviously you slept with me. I was like, have some like
respect,
put it nicer. Like, oh, not
because he literally said it like kind of like, oh, I like slept with her.
I was like, cheers, mate.
You could say like, oh, I know her.
Yeah,
like we had a history.
Yeah, we had a little thing, holiday romance, something like that. But no, do you know what? Like now it's like me and Casey do get along really well. But like in the I just made him give me one more apology. It was all I wanted. Yeah, I was like, and then from that moment I was like, oh, it was sweet. I kind of also just did that just to be like,
you pied him, didn't you, in the pie challenge?
Oh yeah,
yeah, love it as you should.
Yeah, love a pie.
Do you know what? Like that challenge just gives me so much like life because I imagine like getting to do that to someone that I used to chat to like is the most like. I would forgive everything after that. I'd be like, as long as I get to pie you, that is my happiest moment.
I mean, I didn't get pied. I was like, thank God. But literally, everyone's like had it stuck in their like noses. Like it stinks. Really? Like literally stinks.
What was it made of? Like
it's just cream. But like I don't know why it smells so bad. But for us, it was savage because ours was at night. So we were all dressing up, like getting ready for our night out. Like night out. Night in the garden. And they were like, oh, just guys, hurry up. Like be quick. Don't worry about your hair. Just slick it up. Like don't do your hair. And I was like, no, I'm going to do my hair. Obviously, I want to look nice. And then obviously we found out like 5 minutes in, oh yeah, because you're doing a freaking pie challenge.
So you're like, oh, okay, now I know what.
Oh, okay.
They told you that before you got ready. Do you know what I mean? So you just have to waste all the...
I would have loved to get that text.
But to be fair, you didn't get pied, so you're fine.
I know, I was like,
God,
winning. I was actually
Did you think you were going to get pied?
Well, I thought maybe Casey might do it just for jokes.
Yeah.
But like, obviously me and Casey are mates. I did say to my officers, I thought you were going to pie me. He was like, no, why would I pie you? We're mates. Like, and we are mates, like, which is really nice. Like, I think obviously me and Gabby are like best mates. And like, it's so nice to have got to the point now. It's like, where like, I actually just love Casey as a mate. I love him and Gabby together, which is just so nice.
Yeah, because you're friends with Gabby, aren't you?
Yeah.
Love Gabby.
We love Gabby.
I've actually been on holiday with Gabby.
Have you?
So randomly, her and her ex went to Greece together.
Oh.
So random, I know.
I just her and her ex and you.
Huh?
What? Just you three?
No.
I want to try. Like what?
It was actually with Ed Page.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what was your time like on Made in Chelsea? Would you go back to Made in Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm in the talks now. I'll probably go back. But I'm like, I did say, I was like, I'm not like, we're not doing the dating anymore. We're not dating anyone.
Oh, babe, but who is there today on it?
I'm like, I'm not.
Who is there today on it?
Zero. And like, over time, like I've been on a few dates with them, but it's not for me. I've just done Love Island. I don't need to do any more dating. Yeah, in terms of like
I don't want to date anyone on TV.
No, like I just think
I'm the same. I did a dating show and I was like, I never want to date anyone on TV ever again.
It's just like it's the slim pickings of the people on the TV, and that's what I mean. Like when you go on Love Island, right? You're expected to like someone or you want to like someone, but look how many people there are in the world and we can't even find someone to date, babes.
What was I like as a flat, babe?
What were you like? I mean, bringing a traffic cone home every time you went out. Honestly,
this is funny.
No, but then I every time you brought a traffic cone home. In the beginning, okay, we did it together, and I was like, okay, kind of funny, bring a traffic cone home. And then all of a sudden, you just started doing it every time we went out.
The context of this is that we used to live next to a petrol station, and there was always I'm gonna got pizza in my pizza in my veneers. There was always traffic and like road signs going on there, like because they'd always have like roadworks going on there, and I always used to like we'd go back to whenever we'd come back from a night out, we'd go to the petrol station, like pick up more booze, go back to mine. So whenever I was there,
ours,
Hours.
Yes.
Hours. My house.
My house.
And we'd go back there and we'd pick up booze. And so I'd always see the code and I'd be like, right, well, you're coming home with me, girl.
Yeah, literally, so she's bringing someone home with us. I was like, every time. But then...
And you guys, I remember you guys got really pissed one day and were like, Lottie, every time we're the ones that have to bring that cone back outside.
I made a stand. I literally made a full-blown stand. I was like, I'm not taking this cone. Like, I'm not removing this cone. How long do you think this cone stayed there for months? And I was like, we had
a cone and then we also had an actual traffic sign that said like digging involved or something.
Yeah, and she just refused. She refused.
Digging involved.
Digging involved. All right. Every time I was like, and this honestly,
this cross and what?
I don't eat grass.
Do you know?
Well, it depends. It's got a bit of spot on it.
Yeah, no. When we lived together, it was a time in our lives where I think me and Tina were very how do I say this?
How do you
politely?
Say this?
We were like, it was go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's go time.
Yeah.
I was still doing modelling, but I was really busy with modelling actually. But I was just on it all the time. I was a big party girl at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
but then I got into a relationship pretty quick, and you were like, you were so
Tina's
so
ex-boyfriend.
annoyed at me for like getting in a relationship.
Okay,
she was like, I moved in with you. We're gonna have this like single fun girl time. Yeah, fine, fair enough. And then I literally got a boyfriend within like
gang. Are we not hearing this? Like, you're saying that like that's gonna work at your favour. It's not. I thought we were gonna like, it was like skipping off into the sunset. Like, we were gonna have these fun nights out. We were gonna get with guys together. Well, we have got with guys together.
Party. Oh, there we go.
I thought this was gonna be so fun, and literally, and also Tina's ex-boyfriend, I hated him. I
hated him.
This man was out, and it was so funny because I tell people about this, and I'm like, me and him didn't like each other, like,
we're like flat out,
pretty quick.
Yeah.
But it was like, there was obviously valid reasons why I didn't like him. There was something off about him. But I told Tina one time, I was like, and this was where it all went really badly. I was like, Tina, like, he said this thing and I just don't feel like, and I told you, I remember in Greek Street, I was like, babe, I think he said this thing to me and I just think there's something off about him. And then Tina told him. And I was the villain. I was then in my villain arc. And he fucking hated me. And I remember he'd pretend to be like polite to me. And I remember he came in and he'd be like, hi, Lottie. And I'd be like, hi, how are you? Like, we'd be so fake nice to each other. And then behind my back, he'd slag me off to the high heavens. Something exciting to share with you guys. I've just launched my fan view. That means you can now get exclusive access to unfiltered podcast episodes, extended cuts, and send in your questions to be answered on my Bedtime Stories segment. And even chat with me. Click the link in the description to check it out. Also, we put up some billboards in London. You might see them. If you see one, grab a pic and tag me on socials. And just so you know, tonight is the FanView X Dream On launch dinner, and it's going to be wild. I'm honestly so excited. I'll debrief you all so soon.
I mean, you guys, it was just a known thing.
Ruined our friendship in a little bit of a way. Like, it kind of fucked us up.
Yeah, but then after, when we moved, I think when also living with someone as well, it's so much to live with someone.
So me and Tina's ex-boyfriend had like an actual we were arch nemesises because sometimes we'd get drunk together and really get along.
You were just looking out for me.
I was just looking out for you.
You know what? At the end of the day,
I was right. Yeah. Guess who was right, bitch?
Oh no. Do you know what? And I think, and this is, we learn, just never let a guy get between us. But I think it was hard because, especially because like I was so bad in my relationships. Yeah. But like I think then, like I needed to go through that.
Even sometimes, and I think with me, it was more like, I think you kind of knew I was right, and I think that is why it was really hard to hear when you kind of know it and you've got other people validating
like, absolutely not, like no, and you just decide to cut them.
It makes you really defensive.
Yeah,
do you know
for
what
sure.
I mean?
And I think I was definitely like that, and I was like, but I think you have to go through all that shit, don't you? To like learn, like look at me now. This is why I'm still single because I can't find a new one.
Yeah,
but it's because it's like I'm just gonna put not myself first, but I know what I want, like, and I know that I'm not gonna settle and I'm not gonna change myself for a man, like. And I love that for you. Yeah, I love, I'm never going to do that again. No. Fuck that. But you're either like, this is me, you can either like help me improve my life or you can fuck off. I think it was just such a tough time for like me and in life. I was like not having a good time in life. I was like, all over the place. But like living with you and our other friend Jess, like I had the best time. Yeah, do you know, like we did have some really good times. Like, obviously, we had some, but then I think did I break up with him while I was still living with you? Yeah. I think I did. So, and then even from that, like how much like closer we got away, because it was like we could like finally, it's like, you will rue the day one day. Like you will see, and then finally, but then I think it also makes you in a way closer, because then you can kind of like you're just like, your friendship gets closer and everything in a way when you go through something like that with someone. So like me and you, like,
and it's so funny because this man then tried to get with me. And
oh my god, the outrage!
The outrage.
He hated Lottie, and then all of a sudden, trying on with Lottie after
he thought we were gonna have a lot of villains. What was it? Enemies to lovers, like arc. And I was like, that's not.
I mean, as if. I mean, honestly, he was a time.
Oh my god! Actually, guys, a little sidetrack. I went on a date the other week. Last Saturday, I went on a date with a guy that I went up to in the pub because I was like, I can't deal with dating apps anymore. Can't do this. Literally went up to him, like was so cute. Like it could have been a really good love story. The man then proceeds. We have this date. It's going so well. We kiss. Everything's great. Literally never texts me again. Where he texts me 3 days later going, or 4 days later going, hey, just not interested, don't want this thing. I'm like, actually, fuck
Do you know
off.
what? Do you know, I find it so insulting as well when someone says like, more, it's about you. You're like, at least find another girl and be like, oh, I actually prefer someone else. Is that because it's at least what's wrong with me? Like literally. And then this is what happened to me in the fucking villa because I was like, why do I feel like I'm not good enough? Like, what is it? Like, someone tell me what it is.
Dating in this day and age is so difficult. And I think like there is this thing of like, and I never really felt like that in the past, honestly. Like I've never been like, oh, I'm not good enough. It's something to do with me. But at this point, I'm like, what's wrong with me?
What is wrong with me?
We look stunning, may I say.
Sorry?
Like stunning, and we're lovely, and we're funny. What's wrong with them?
I'm at the best fucking point in my life.
Same.
I'm so independent now. Like you caught me before. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't even need them, but still.
And that's why, like, I'm like, why? Like, I am now giving.
But maybe it is because we're giving off that vibe of like we don't need you. That I think men. I really think that men like
they're dependent. They don't want the.
They want a woman that's dependent.
Well, that's
they want a girl who's easy, who's boring, who's dependent. They don't want a girl who like could literally up and leave you.
Well, yeah,
you know.
And I think and I think that's
like we could up and leave a man and not be mad about it.
But then what they say they want like someone who's strong and independent. Well, they
don't.
They freaking don't.
They don't. I'm so sorry. They don't.
They don't. And do you know what?
Liars.
So it's just because we're so independent. That's why we haven't found men.
Literally, no, that is her. It's because we're too pretty.
We're just too good.
We're too pretty. They see us and they go, I can never get with her.
I don't say what's the point?
I'm not good enough.
Yes, because she's gonna leave me. That's what it is, babes.
After a short pizza intermission, we are back with Bedtime Stories. So I've kind of explained it a little bit before, but Bedtime Stories is a segment where we take your stories and we solve them.
Oh, I love that. I feel like I'm a really good problem solver.
I'm really good at giving advice, but I'm not so good at taking it.
Well, clearly I wasn't, but maybe I think what I've improved in my life, so maybe I think
it's like our biggest advice is like don't do what we did.
Literally, but that's the thing.
Don't
people can learn. You can learn from how bad our experiences are.
Truly. Right. Cool. I live with my best friend. Okay, to you. Or at least I used to think she was my best friend. Ooh. God. Since moving in, she's turned into the worst person alive. Stealing my clothes, inviting her situationship over every night and gaslighting me about eating my food. She even had a full tantrum because I asked her to wash a single plate. Do I find a new flat or fight for my life until the lease is up? Becca.
Okay.
What do you think?
So she's in a situation, but she's having, is she fighting with her flatmate?
She's fighting with her flatmate.
Oh my God, does it sound like me and you?
No, literally. No, but to be fair, we never had, it wasn't even to do with us, it was to do with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
I never had any problems with you. It was him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I mean, I think has she told her? I mean, do you know what? I think when you live with someone and it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. It's hard.
Wait, can we actually sidetrack really quickly for this bedtime story and tell the funniest story ever?
Oh God, what?
When we were living together and me and Tina had the same Louis Vuitton hodl bag.
Oh,
and listen to this, right? Okay, quick detour on this quick detour. We will answer this though. Right. So me and Tina lived together. We had this Louis Vuitton holder. Both of us had the same one.
Yeah.
And I went away to Ibiza and my stylist had packed a bag for me. And he'd obviously just gone and got this bag and I packed it and stuff. So we go to the airport and he obviously didn't realise that me and Tina had the same one. So he picked up Tina's by accident. We get to the airport. Go through customs, going through the what's it called, security. And my bag goes boom, 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 and I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on here? And you know when they ask you, has anyone packed your bag for you? And I went, yeah, my stylist did. He was like, don't fucking blame it on me. They go through my bag, and I'm thinking, oh my God, it's obviously just like, I was working with Christian Louboutin at the time, so I was obviously one of the nail polishers because they were really big and sharp. And come to find out, they pull out a full shotgun cartridge. I'm like, sorry. And it's so funny. It's so, I just say, right, and I still to this day.
When you thought that,
I thought it was Tina's boyfriend.
No, yeah, she genuinely was like to me, Tina's boyfriend, he's trying to set me up. Like he's trying to send me to jail, Tina.
Yeah. He's trying to get rid of me. Trying to get rid of me. You can't get rid of me that quick, hun.
I mean, yeah. Then literally have like this panic phone call from Lottie. Tina, like you're literally thinking she was going to get arrested. I was like, babe,
but
I was like, it's not like a pellet, like a gun, like an illegal
it's
gun.
not a gun or anything. It's literally like a little casing. Like, but I didn't realize it was fucking full. I was like, and I said to them, I was like, we can't do anything with it because I haven't got the gun. And they were like, it's still an explosive. And I was like, true. So they called the police to come to Heathrow Terminal 5. I'm like crying my eyes out. Luckily, Tina's mum, big up Tina's mum, was like, oh my God, like it's ours. It's our daughter lives with her.
They have like
they have a shotgun license.
Gun license. So it's like,
so it was all good.
It was all fine. She did miss her flights, but
no, I didn't. I got the flight in the end. I got police escorted.
Oh, see, I did you a favour, babe. She got police escorted.
I felt like a Kardashian being my style. Yeah, like walking through with my Louis Vuitton holder, like.
Yeah, it's got through, just no shotgun cartridge.
Yeah, just no shotgun. I lost my shotgun cartridge. But
I mean, to be fair, though, because he put it in the bag because he wanted to keep it as a souvenir, weirdly, or something like that. I don't even know, like. But no, but like that's why he kept it. That's why he had it. And then you were like, honestly, when you said to me, you're like, he's trying to set me up.
I still think. And I was like, babe, when I left that day to go on the flight with my stylist, he was in Tina's bed, like he was there, and I was like, oh, fuck you, it was you.
God, that's how much you wanted to try to get you arrested.
Literally, this was the time Tina tried to get me arrested and Tina's boyfriend.
I didn't. I had no idea what you were on about. I saved your fucking ass.
True. So Tina, when you were in Love Island, they asked you, have you ever had a threesome? And you put your hand up.
Did I?
Who was that with?
Did I put my hand up? I think it was like a really awkward, like, I should do this.
You contemplating it, doing like.
Yeah, but I was like, do you know what? I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm not here to lie, you know. Yeah. Like, I'm going to be like, the question was asked, tell the fucking truth.
And that's your threesome. Here today, we can now announce that threesome was with me.
And there's just someone missing from the bed, babes.
Yeah, this is the first time we've been in this situation, girl. That is
only one in my entire life.
Honestly, that situation really bonded us, I actually think.
Oh, yeah. Pretty fucking close, babe.
Not for that reason, because like I and Tina was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I feel like this is going to be weird.
Yeah.
And she was so right. It was fucking weird.
Yeah, I was like, this is a really bad idea. I really, because this is my first ever threesome, my only ever threesome. I was traumatized from the situation. And like traumatized, I was like, never again. But I literally was going, Lottie, this is a terrible idea. Like, I've been told
and
not to do this.
It was with my ex-boyfriend at the time.
And I said,
my boyfriend.
I was told if you have a threesome, it always have to be a stranger.
It has to be strangers.
And you were like, no, it's not. It's fine. Blaming you, full blown blaming you.
Yeah.
But you know,
but honestly, like from that situation, it was so weird because like I actually respected you more because you were so like you like left the situation like. You know, before everything was finished, it was I don't even know how to say it in the right way.
I don't know how you
Tina was like, I find this really uncomfortable and I think I should go. And I really respected you for that because it did get really uncomfortable, the situation. Like, and I think I really respected you more and we lived together after that.
Yeah,
like,
that was way before
we lived together. And we just bonded over it. We were like, that's funny.
It's kind of funny, yeah. And I knew one day, I was like, when is it going to come out? Because you've actually spoken about it before having a threesome.
I spoke about it with her daddy.
Yeah, I was like, Lottie! I was like, that was with me.
I didn't name you. I didn't name you.
And do you know what? When it was in Love Island, I wasn't sure if someone was going to ask me to elaborate. And I was like, please. And I was like, do you know what? If it happens, if me and Lottie ever do our podcast together, then I'll finally spill the tea and tell the truth.
God. But no, honestly, like I really respected you more for that, and I think like everything, it was just funny.
Like, do you know what? Like you gave me an experience, babe. Like,
I did know. I gave you the time of your life.
Oh God! Well, I never forget it.
Let's replay that.
And we laugh about it all the time.
We do. I always bring it up. Shut up, Lottie.
Bring it up in front of everyone and make no, put it up on here. Perfect, thank you. But no, it's funny time.
I brought it up on Call Her Daddy, and it's so funny because there's just been law for so long, and it's just never got out with. So I'm like,
oh God, here we are.
Right, okay. So she lives with her best friend. Okay, she's turned into the worst person alive, stealing her clothes, inviting her situationship over every night, and gaslighting her about eating her food. She had a full tension because she got asked to wash a single plate. Does she find a new flat or does she fight for her life until the lease is up?
I mean, how long's this bloody lease?
And how much is the money as well?
But like, surely the friend would just stay there, no? And she could just be like, do you know what? You fucked me up.
Move in with her new man.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, get her partner to come in and pay some rent.
Absolutely.
Right?
I should have done that.
That's what I was going to say. But like, I think. I mean,
like, do you know what, babe? Yeah.
I think it depends how long this is, but you know what? Life is way too short to be
miserable.
miserable. Like,
also, your house and the place where you live is your space. That's your sanctuary.
Like, that's
you can't have someone in there ruining that.
You can't. And literally living with someone who's not good to live with is the worst thing.
The worst.
So
yeah, I think find a new flat
100%.
and then get her to, or like just give her some notice as well. Just say like, find someone else because I'm not fucking.
I think you just got to have the guts and say to her, be like, no, this isn't working. Make notes on the phone. Making notes on the phone. Get your points out.
Yeah, get your points out. Send an email.
Yeah.
Go on LinkedIn.
Go on LinkedIn and send a message on LinkedIn. That one works.
That one works.
No, but yeah, no, life's too short for that shit.
I asked my boyfriend who his hall pass was, thinking he'd say some celebrity like Sabrina Carpenter. But no, he says my 45-year-old manager from work. What? Are you kidding me? I'm actually so annoyed about this. And he says, I'm being ridiculous because it would never happen. And I asked him, how do I ever get over this? See, I think he said that because he thinks it could happen.
Well, yeah, 100%. Isn't that what people do in hall passes? They say someone's like, usually, they do usually say a celebrity, but someone who's maybe like, potentially possible. So it's like, wow, it's my hall pass.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's when he wants to fuck them.
But how old is she? And why a 45-year-old man?
She's 26, this girl.
Right, okay. So
Nina.
I mean, he's clearly has a thing for the older women.
Yeah, I honestly think dump him for that.
Yeah, I think maybe
that's really weird.
It's a bit bizarre. I mean,
especially someone that's that close, like also, I would never be I would never be able to look at my manager again. I'd be like, my boyfriend wants to fuck you and you're 45 and I'm 26.
I'd be like, do you know what? If you really want to, go fucking ahead and I'm done. Like,
yeah, I'd be like, go fuck her then.
Go fuck it.
Fuck her then.
Try. I want to see how fit this manager is.
I know.
I'd love to know.
If she's like giving, if she's giving Nigella Lawson or something, like maybe.
I'm always, do you know, whenever I picture a manager, I don't know why, but like, when you think of someone who complains, it's like, and you always talk about someone who works in Tesco, it's like Tesco's manager, who's like, who's just like such a Karen.
See, that's when I think of a manager. I think of like, honestly, I don't know why I think this. I think of like, just like, I really think of hot managers. Like, I think of like,
do you?
Yeah. See, it's either like really hot or it's like the Karen.
Yeah, the Karen.
With a bob, with a short.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's just because I think of, I don't know, having a job and someone being like telling me what to do.
Yeah,
like, it's a bit
true.
Like, they're going to be. But
it gives
but
you know
what? That's obviously whatever. Anyway, I'm thinking.
It's not giving.
Or maybe, she must be, if that's his fucking hall pass.
I mean, I would be almost a bit offended as well if I found out that it was someone like worse, like uglier than me, and I'd be like, huh?
I don't know. I think I'd be like, actually, yeah, no, to be fair. I mean, that's when it's like when you get cheated on with someone uglier than you.
Always.
They're like,
they move on with someone uglier than you.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, I mean, no, it's better when they're like, at least they're not like 10.
I do love it when they're like, not as hot as you. I'm like, slick.
But cheating on someone with someone ugly, I'm like, what on earth? Anyway.
Hey babe, I really feel like I don't have any girlfriends of my own and it's making me low-key sad. I love my boyfriend, but I literally spend all my time with him or his mates because I don't have any of my own. How do I reach out and make new pals as a mid-20s girl? Luna, reach out to me, babe. Stay in the DM.
We could be friends.
Yeah, we could be friends with you.
Yeah.
That makes me so sad.
Do you know what? Because having girlfriends is literally the most important thing.
I would rather be single for the rest of my life than ever have no girlfriends.
But this is even like when you talk about like our ex, like, when you've gone with them, that's when you cut all your girlfriends out and then you go with like, it's so shit, not you need your girlfriends in your life. And it's like, and obviously
but I think when you're in your mid-20s, there are people that really experience this where it's like you get to your mid-20s and you don't really have any like true good friends.
Yeah.
There's so many people that find it so hard as well to like meet people, or if like a lot of people move countries and then try and make friends at your like in your later or mid-20s, it's really hard to make new friends because everyone's already established their friendship.
I think I really only established like, we cut so many people out of our lives, and I think going through the 20s, I think that's the point when you actually meet loads of new people and you try your friendships with people. But
you become quite different in like mid to late 20s, and you're like, actually now I know who I am, and I don't really like really resonate with people. Because in your early 20s, I do think in your early 20s you'd like in 21, 22, you kind of aren't really friends with people because you like really get along with each other, like fuck with each other. It's more just like, oh, I love doing this, so do you, let's hang out.
Exactly.
It's very surface level. I think for me, my friendships were quite surface level in my early 20s, but like now, if those friends have stayed, I feel like, okay, now we actually have a real friendship.
For sure.
A lot of my early 20s friendships have become very much more like deeper now, and some of them I just got rid of.
That's what I mean. You have to, but you have to cull through your friends. And I think if you don't need like loads of friends, like you don't need like a big friendship circle, but as long as you've got like your core, you need.
And I would say like as well, just go to places where like go to do things that you enjoy. Like if you enjoy painting, go to a painting class. If you enjoy working out, go to a workout class and just talk to people.
Exactly.
Because you're always going to find people that like you get along with at those kind of things, because it's like stuff that you like
in common.
So yeah, I would say just go to things and places where you would want to meet people. Maybe like get some of your boyfriends, friends chat. If they have girlfriends, maybe hang out with you.
I mean, I think, do you know what? There's so many things. I think you just have to get out there and really push yourself and be confident.
Yeah, and go up to people, and it's really hard.
It's the hardest thing.
Yeah,
like I literally lived in Canada, like on my own for like. Remember when I moved to Canada?
Oh yeah.
And I had no friends, like not even one friend, and it is really difficult. But you just have to push yourself, and you're gonna.
Did you make any Canadian friends?
I had like one.
Tina, no mates.
It's really sad.
Oh, but it's also a very different culture.
Yeah, but I think you know, it will come, and you clearly seem like a lovely girl, so you're gonna find your girlfriends.
This is sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Is this the last one? Yeah. I've always been a soft, submissive, good girl type, but my boyfriend, he wants the opposite. He wants me to boss him around, degrade him, and call him names. Pussy. And I don't know if I can. Is there a tutorial on how to be a dominatrix? How can I learn this art? Maggie, I need you're a dominatrix out there. I need you one. Because I actually don't really know how to answer this. I'm not a very dominating person. When I'm in a relationship, I'm submissive, I would say.
I think, do you know what? Just give it a try. It's kind of like role play. It's like acting. Do you know what I mean? And I think something that's kind of fun.
It's hard though when you're not that person.
Yeah. But I think just try.
If this isn't something that you're up for.
Yeah, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Don't do something that your man does that makes you
just because your man wants you to do it. Be like, just say like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Can we do something else maybe? But I think, maybe you're not right for it.
Or if you want to do it, just.
Or if you want to do it.
You know, it's baby steps.
Go on YouTube, find some tutorials. Yeah. There's also a lot of amazing dominatrixes. I think I've written books and stuff. Yeah. So I think go on. Have a little look up, read a book or two.
Read a book or two, you know.
Maybe buy some dominatrix tools.
Oh yeah, we'll just buy some sex toys.
Dominatrix tools.
I don't know. God. Tools.
Me speaking about it as if I'm like the most virgin Mary.
I'm picturing as like metal clamps and shit from when you're using tools. Like
literally.
No, I think just go to sex toys. Get some like sex toys, you know. Get some sex toys and throw them up in the air. Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think that's the end of the episode, isn't it?
Sex toys and that's it.
Sex toys, threesomes and LinkedIn.
Perfect.
All right, Tina, thank you so much.
Thank
you guys for watching and listening, and I'll see you next week.